So good morning guys, today we are going to learn about priming of the circuit. In the previous video we had seen about the assembling, and in this video we are going to see the priming part. So initially what you have to do, as you can see, you have to turn both the pumps on, which you have to prime. Okay, you have to turn on all the pumps. Then you have to trace the dry circuit. You can see reservoir outlet, roller pump inlet, roller pump outlet, then oxygenator inlet, oxygenator outlet. It is going to the arterial filter inlet. This is the filter bypass line, filter outlet, and going to the patient. Okay, you can see the plagia circuit. It's in anti-clockwise direction as it is going to the device. So initial for priming, first of all you have to clamp the inlet of the arterial filter. As you can see, we have clamped the inlet of the arterial filter. Why? Because we are going to prime it in a retrograde manner. Then you have to make sure all the shunts are open. You can see this is the oxygenator internal recirculation line. This is open. This is recirculation line of the arterial filter. This is open. This is another shunt at the manifold. This is open. Then you can see we have put the device on recirculation mode. You can see here recirculation mode, and also the purge line is open. So now we are ready for priming. So first of all we have to take adequate amount of prime volume in the reservoir. As you can see, we need around 1500 to 2000 to prime the whole circuit, and then the excess fluid can be removed through reverse autologous priming. As you can see, we have taken around 1700 to 1800 ml of prime in the reservoir. Now you can see this pump boot is of half size. So before priming you have to see if the slot size is correct. So this is the half size pump boot, tube size is half. You have checked it. Then now you have to see that this is the adult pack which contains the pump boot of half size. Okay, so you have to cross check this with the calibration set in the roller pump. As you can see, tube size is of half, pump boot size is half. Now after checking this is, as we have discussed earlier or seen in the previous video, this is the safety. So you turn it off first, okay, and then turn it on. You'll see the digits. Then you have to slowly increase the flows. As you can see the fluid going, okay, into the oxygenator. Okay, now I'm increasing the flows. You can see the arterial filter getting primed in a retrograde manner. As you can see, it is getting primed retrogradely. Okay, so once it's primed in a retrograde manner, you have to pressurize it by clamping this tubing. As you can see, once you clamp this tubing, the circuit gets pressurized, and whatsoever remnants of air are there, that will come back into the reservoir. Again, once it's primed in retrograde way, you have to open the inlet. Okay, you can see you have opened the inlet and the filter is getting primed retrograde. So in case the filter is not getting primed adequately, what you can do, you can just pressurize the circuit. Okay, we'll remove the filter out. You can see air going out from the arterial filter. Now what you have to do, that you have to clamp the bypass line of the filter, and you can see the air escaping through the outlet back into the reservoir. So in this way you have to prime the filter, tap it, you'll see air, tap it again, you'll see air, then turn it upside down and the air will go again. See, the air went back into the reservoir. Tap it, give it a few more taps. Then once it is de-aired, to keep this line on, as you can see, if there is any air, you just have to open it and it will exit from this tubing. As you can see, there is a small air column which can also cause a catastrophe for us. Okay, so for that you just need to pull that air a little bit up into the isolator line, so that, see, I am turning it off in an odd way. As you can see, there is no air column over here, so now small air bubbles won't pass through this circuit. Now once everything here is primed, you can clamp the filter bypass line. Once you clamp this line, you can now start priming the isolator. As you can see, you have to pull adequate amount of fluid into the syringe. See, shouldn't always keep it like this. You should always keep it filled with water and not air. So I am priming. I have taken around 40 ml of fluid in the syringe. Turn it off to this side and then turn it on to fill the isolator dome. Now as you can see that I am filling the dome. See, push it until you feel the resistance. Okay, push. Once you feel the resistance, you can see once I release this, the dome starts coming upward. Okay, all air we have sucked back into the syringe, and now you have to pull until this membrane comes in the center. See, once it comes in the center, you have to turn this three-way off in an odd way, then de-air this syringe. Okay, and then you have to take a needle and fill the dome from upside back. Okay. So once you fill the dome, you put the needle back in, and you will see I have kept a little bit of air column to check the swing. Okay, this is the air column, and once you connect it to the pressure monitoring transducer. Okay, turn it off first and then connect it. Once you connect it, turn it on, turn it on. So now you can see the circuit is on for pressure monitoring. So once the isolator is primed, it's time to climb the cardioplegia. Now you can see the column over there. From that Y connection, we are going to take the plegia. Okay, we are going to take the prime for plegia. So for priming the plegia, you can see this console over here. Okay, this console should be on first, and you have to set the plegia dose. Okay, set mode. As you can see, fourth line is the cardioplegia dose, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so fourth line we are going to set it to 1.2 liters. Okay, 1.2 liters. Then remove the fourth line. Then once you press preset, your preset dose will get displayed over here. Then you have to put it on recirculate, as we are going to prime. Then you have to remove the set mode. Then the set mode will be removed. Always make sure either if this is on, either of this should be on while priming. even if both the lights are not showing here, the pump won't run. You can see I'm turning it on. See, it's not priming. The roller pumps are not getting turned on. So for that, you should always put it on recirculate while priming, and then you have to start the priming. Now you can see, first I'll pull some of the fluid from down. Now you can see we have put it on recirculation mode. Now we are going to take the fluid from there. You can see the air column over there. Fluid is going to come from there. It's going to come into the tubing, and from the inlet outlet to the device, purge out back to the reservoir. Now the safety is on. Turn off the safety. First get the fluid filled up a little into the tubing. You can see the fluid is filling up. Okay, now once it gets filled a little, stop it. Then you have to de-air this tubings. Okay, for that you need to make sure while priming the bridge should be open. Keep in mind, while priming, the most important part, bridge should be open. Now you can see this is the air column and you have to prime it over here. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove one clamp. Okay, and now you can see the air won't travel upward because of the obstruction of this cap. So just to release this cap, and you can see the air column coming up. Okay, release this cap. Okay, and now this is de-aired, as you can see. Okay, clamp it, then de-air this too, then clamp it. So once this both lines are de-aired, you put it here and then prime the pleasure tubing. You have to run the pump, and then you can see air escaping from the purge line back into the reservoir. So you can see I'm priming at this flows 0.23 liters per minute. Okay, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove air from this part. So I've clamped it at first, because if you turn it on, the prime will come out and spill out from the outlet. So you slowly open it, let it fill, clamp it. Then you can see you have to prime this PM line. For that, you need to turn this on. See, you have to turn this on, and you can see the prime getting out and the PM line getting de-aired. Air is coming out and going into the purge. So if you go and tap the bubbles, it will again cause many micro bubbles to form. So let the air flow freely, then tap this device. As you can see, I prime this hold circuit. Once you have primed it, turn it off, put on the safety, put it to deliver mode. You can see this is on recirculation mode. You put it to delivered mode and turn off the purge. Now the pleasure is ready to deliver. So if you are not going to take retrograde, you can clamp the bridge. Okay, if you are not going to give or take retrograde volume from your reservoir. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you.